Hey everyone, how's it going? Cloud here, and welcome to my guide on the Devious Minds quest. Now, before we get going through this guide, we're going to cover a few things which are the requirements and items needed in order to complete it. So first of all, you need to complete these quests: the Wanted quest, What's Mine is Yours, and Troll Stronghold, and you also would have needed to have completed the Abyss mini quest. However, you can complete that quite quickly during this actual main quest itself, and I will show you how to do that during the guide, as I had to do that myself, so don't worry so much about that one. You will need these skill requirements: level 50 Runecrafting, which cannot be boosted, level 50 Fletching, which may be boosted, and level 65 Smithing, which may be boosted. And for items, you're going to need a Mithril two-handed sword, a bowstring, and a fully repaired large pouch. Now, these large pouches are what you use for runecrafting, and you can purchase them from the Runecrafting guild from Wizard Korvac, I believe his name is, and it needs to be a fully repaired large pouch. So if you've been using it recently, I would take it back to Wizard Korvac to be repaired, as it won't allow you to use it during the quest if not. And the only other item that I recommend having is a Wicked Hood with an Earth Talisman imbued into it, as it allows you to teleport to the Earth Altar, which is quite near where most of the quest takes place, but again, that's only a recommendation. Anyways, that's it for the requirements and items. Now onto the quest starting point. So as I mentioned a few moments ago, I am currently just outside the Earth Altar, which can be accessed by using a Wicked Hood with an Earth Talisman or Earth Tiara imbued into it, and the Wicked Hood allows you to teleport to any altar that you have obviously the relevant talisman for. Now if you don't happen to have that, the next quickest way to get here is to teleport to the Varrock Lodestone and then head northeast over to this direction. It's just a short walk, but it just saves you a bit of time if you can teleport here. The actual quest start point is just outside the Patadomus, which is separating Varrock from Mauritania. I've got the icon being displayed on the minimap, so just watch where I'm going. So when you're just outside, you should see a monk lurking around, and you want to speak to him. The monk requires a new, stronger weapon for a certain group of warriors in order to secure more victories, and he wants you to make a bow sword. So, to make this bow sword, and make sure you've gone through all the different dialogue options with the monk first, we need to take your Mithril two-handed sword and bowstring to Doric's house, which is just north of the Falador Lodestone. So if you teleport there and then head north, I'll speak to you in a moment. So, when you arrived, you want to use the Mithril two-handed sword on Doric's whetstone, which is just outside, and it will make it into a slender blade. You then want to attach a bowstring to make the bow sword. Once you have made the bow sword, you'll want to make your way back to the monk that we spoke to at the beginning of the quest, so either teleport to the Earth Altar and run from there, or go back to the Varrock Lodestone and then head from there. Either way, I'll speak to you in a moment. So, give the bow sword to the monk and he'll be grateful for it, although he needs one more favour. A special ceremony is to be held on the island of Entrana, though unfortunately the monk cannot attend, and he wants to give them a special present to mark the occasion. He wants to give you an orb to deliver to the church, but for the surprise to work you must sneak into the church and not be seen entering the island, and he advises using the Realm of the Abyss to get to the Law Altar on Entrana. He also wants you to keep the orb in a vessel from the realm to avoid it from being damaged, and to do this you need to hide the orb in a large runecrafting pouch, and this will create an illuminated large pouch. Like I said though, the large pouch needs to be fully repaired and not degraded, otherwise it will not allow you to do this. So the only way to get to Entrana with the orb is through the Abyss. Any other way of getting in there will not work, including using the Wicked Hood to teleport to the Law Altar. And as usual, no other weapons or armour are allowed on Entrana, so bank them before entering the Abyss. So this part is where you need to have completed the Abyss mini quest, so if you've already completed it you'll be able to skip most of this section of the video and then just obviously worry about getting onto Entrana. If you haven't, then obviously listen through this part, but again it won't take too long. So what you need to do is first off speak to the Mage of Zamorak, who is located in the wilderness just north of Edgeville. So teleport to the Edgeville lodestone and then head to the Mage from there. So once you arrive near where the Mage of Zamorak is, talk to him and explain that it's too dangerous to talk in the wilderness and he wants you to meet him back at Varrock. So you want to find him in the Zamorak Chaos Temple, which is southeast of the rune shop. It's pretty much in the southeast corner of Varrock, so if you teleport to the lodestone and keep heading east, you'll eventually get there. So once you're there, talk to him and ask where he gets his runes from. When the question is available, you'll have to go through a few dialogue options and he will tell you about the Abyss and that he's having problems, and obviously you want to say that you'll help him. So he'll give you a scrying orb and he'll explain that you need to travel to the rune essence mine from 3 different locations with the orb in your inventory. This will give the scrying orb readings of where you travelled from and how to get there. So you need to travel to the rune essence mines from 3 of the 5 locations. So the one I definitely recommend is going firstly from Aubrey in Varrock, because that's literally just where you are now. All you need to do is teleport to the rune essence mine and then exit via the portal, and the scrying orb will stay in the chat box that is obviously marked down the information. The other ones that are easy to go to is to the Wizard's Tower, and if you've got your Wicked Hood on you, you can just teleport to the Wizard's Tower. You need Wizard Serador, I believe his name is, to teleport you there. And the other one is Wizard Crompety, who you will find northeast of the marketplace at East Ardone, and again that's quite easy to get to, as you can teleport to the Ardone lodestone and then head to that from there. There are some other options you can use, so you can also travel from Brimstale at his cave, which is southwest of the Grand Tree, or Wizard Distentor at the Magic Guild if you wish. But I would definitely say Aubrey in Varrock, the Archmage Serador in the Wizard's Tower on the 2nd floor, and Wizard Crompety in Ardone. So like I said, what you need to do is be teleported to the Rune Essence Mine, the Scrying Orb will read the spell, and then just go back out of it, and then once you have done that for all 3 locations, you can then go back to the Chaos Temple in Varrock. So I'll speak to you in a moment when you've done that. So once you've successfully done that, speak to the Zamorakian Mage and he'll give you 1,000 runecrafting experience, an abyssal book and a small pouch which can be used to hold rune essence. Then ask him to teleport you to the Abyss, and he will tell you that it's not the place to talk and says to meet you back in the wild, and then that will be from now where you can actually start using the Abyss. So from this point now you can actually carry on with the Devious Mines quest. So now you're ready to enter the Abyss, and obviously make sure you have got your orb in the large runecrafting pouch. You want to travel to the Mage of Zamorak in the wilderness just north of Edgeville and choose the teleport option, and you'll be teleported to the Abyss. Now there's loads of abyssal monsters lurking around, but you won't have to be exposed for them for too long. What you need to do is try and get into the inner layer. Now there's all these different ways to get in. You've either got ones where you can squeeze past things that use agility, you've got sections where you can mine, sections where you're wood cutting. If one particular spot seems to be taking a long while, move over to another obstacle, because I think only certain ones work at certain times and it depends on each player. But once you've actually got through into the sort of inner core, you will see a load of different runes with a symbol over it, and the symbols represent the different rune crafting altars. Obviously in this case the one we want to go into is the lore one, so find the sort of doorway with the lore rune glowing and choose to go through that, and you'll then arrive in the lore rune altar, whatever you want to call it. So once you're on Intrana, you want to head to the church once you exit the runecrafting altar, and it's at the heart of the island, and when you arrive in the church you'll want to use your large pouch on the altar. So a cutscene will occur where the monks are walking towards the altar to begin the ceremony, and one of them holding a mysterious relic. Suddenly an assassin will wield the bow sword, teleports in, kills most of the monks and steals the relic. Unfortunately, the orb you delivered was a teleportation device that used ancient magic, which allowed the assassin to sneak into the holy island. So after the cutscene, talk to the High Priest, who will forgive you, noting that it wasn't your fault, and tells you to return to the monk at the Patadomus to investigate. So we want to return to the same spot that we began the beginning of the quest, so use the same method, whatever you used before to get there. So on arriving back at the Patadomus, you'll see that the monk that you helped is gone and has been replaced by a dead monk. Search the body to reveal that he's been killed by powerful magic and he's not the same person you spoke to earlier. So what you now want to do is go back to Intrana. Now it's up to you whether you use the Wicked Hood to teleport back to the Law Altar and then walk from there, or you can teleport to Port Sarim and use the boat there to go back to Intrana. Either way, you want to speak to the High Priest again. So when you're back in the church and spoken to the High Priest, you'll tell him about the strange events and he'll ask you to contact Sir Tiffy Cashin, who is at the Falador Park. So to finish off this quest now, we need to teleport to Falador, quickest way via the Lodestone, and then head into the Falador Park, and Sir Tiffy will be sitting on the bench and you want to tell him about the incident. After going through some dialogue, he too will seem very puzzled by it and promises to investigate with his Temple's Night resources. And after you finish speaking to him, it will come up with congratulations, you completed Devious Mines. You're awarded 1 quest point, 5,000 Fletching, Runecrafting and Smithing experience, 6,500 Smithing experience, 2 treasure in the keys and 2 hearts of ice. So there we go, quest complete. A very easy quest really, it's quite short. The only bit that might make it a bit longer is if you haven't completed the Abyss mini quest. Overall the rewards are okay, like XP rewards. The main reason probably most of you are going to be doing this though, as it's one of the quests required in order to complete the temple at Seniston, and that is what will unlock the ancient curses, like prayers, whatever you want to call them. So yeah, it's probably the main reason why most of you will be doing this quest. Unfortunately, there's no sort of like use of that bow sword that you make. I think probably Jagex has kind of forgotten all about it, as this quest is quite an old one. It would be pretty cool to see them make a bow sword, but there you go. But I don't think you'll get stuck following my guide. However, if you do find any problems, leave a comment in the comment section below and I'll help you out as best I can. If not, thank you for watching. Please make sure you like, favourite, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to share with your friends. Thanks everyone, bye bye.